Welcome to the Elite Gold Crown Business Coaching Mini Audio Seminar. Originally founded by Dan Kennedy and Pete Lillo, Gold Crown is the world's #1 monthly coaching program for entrepreneurs. Each month, members extract, adapt, and implement actionable material delivered to them by Dan Kennedy, Pete Lillo, and their hand-picked advisory board of experts from a diverse range of business skills. If you're familiar with Dan and Pete, you know these are people walking the walk and talking the talk. In this Gold Crown mini audio seminar, you'll meet an elite member who will share what they've extracted from their membership in Gold Crown and turned it into results and profits. Now, here's your seminar host, Ron Sheets.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gold Crown mini audio seminar. I'm Ron Sheets, author of the relationship marketing publication available in the elite level and above of the Gold Crown Business Coaching Program. I'm pleased to be talking with Mr. Scott Cowan today. Scott's been a member in the Gold Crown for several months now. He started out as an elite member and jumped up to the master level of membership pretty quickly when he recognized the access to more diverse information that he could get at the higher levels. But I'm going to let him talk about that as we go. So let's jump in. Scott, I appreciate you taking the time to get together with me. I just wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit. Why don't we start off with, tell me about your business. Tell me about what you do and what your challenges are in your business.
All right. Well, my business is multifaceted in the sense everything revolves around the real estate space. I'm in residential real estate. However, I'm a managing broker, so I oversee an office of about 60 agents. So I'm responsible for making sure that all of their transactions are completed correctly for code compliance and things like that. On top of that, I'm also the recruiter and trainer for 3 of our offices with a total of about 100 agents. So I'm between 3 offices. On top of that, I also list and sell for Fannie Mae. So I sell foreclosed properties throughout a large county in Washington State, so I sell about 60 to 70 homes a year for them. And then I also run a website where we generate leads that we send out to real estate agents throughout the state of Washington, where we're paid a referral fee at closing.
Wow. Is there anything else that you can take on?
I sleep.
When do you find time?
No, I'm very good at sleeping.
It's a true definition of an entrepreneur, though. You know, juggling a lot of things and taking care of life. That's awesome.
So they're all real estate centric. They're all revolving around RE/MAX Professionals, which is the franchise that I work with. Mm-hmm. So I spend 6-7 days a week in real estate.
I was in the mortgage business on the broker side for a short bit of time back in 2005, 2006. Okay. How have you seen your business change from a business standpoint, being able to operate, promote, market, and get clients? But how have you seen that change drastically since the 2008 crash?
So in the last 9 years or so, decade, technology's exploded more. There was a stat the other day, and I'm not going to get it exactly right, but basically 5 to 6 million homes sell a year in the United States. That's about kind of the historical average right now. And five years ago or so, there was like 4 or 5 million online leads created. Okay, so last year they figure that there was over 60 million online leads created, but only 6 million homes sold. So real estate agents and mortgage lenders are all going all in on trying to catch people early on in the process and trying to get them to raise their hand, and so we can set up our Infusionsoft drip campaigns and never really talk to them, but leverage technology. I'm starting to see a little bit of backlash on that, and while technology is great and I do leverage it as well, door knocking is making a comeback in our marketplace. Going out and saying, "Hi, I'm Scott with RE/MAX Professionals. I'd like to know if you'd be interested in selling your house." We have no houses to sell here in Puget Sound region of Washington. We're probably the hottest real estate market in the United States right now, and it's taking old-fashioned shoe leather, and networking to get deals put together. It's kind of interesting to watch what's old is new again. But in the mortgage industry, where they're so heavily regulated, they haven't been able to adapt online stuff as much because, with CFPB and all of those other alphabet soup regulation agencies that are watching lending for predatory practices. My friends that are I have a really good friend of mine who's a lender, and I just watch. I say, hey, let's do this, and he goes, I can't. Company won't let us. Regulators won't let us. So it's interesting to watch. I mean, everyone's trying to leverage. Until you're part of the Kennedy world, you see Kennedy-based advertising. In other words, they were always offering their I remember $622 and like 48 cents worth of free stuff. That ad that was always, sign up, and I always looked at it and went, no one's giving away that much, and I was always really skeptical of it. And then one day somehow I picked up a No BS book, and I can't remember which one it was, and I read it, and I was like, well, this stuff really rings true to me. It resonated with me. So that was kind of my indoctrination into Dan's world, if you will. And then as I've explored Dan's world, I've gotten to meet other people who are, what's the word I'm looking for? Followers as well.
Cut from the same cloth?
Yeah, cut from the same cloth. That's a great way of putting it. Cut from the same cloth, and who are. I'm disappointed with the way GKIC has gone in recent months. And in fact, I actually discontinued my membership when I got the January newsletter. I looked at it and. Dan, I like Dan's stuff. Don't get me wrong. I really anything Dan Kennedy creates, I find it both informative and entertaining. So it's a double win for me. So I enjoy it as a read. But I felt that a lot of the other people that were contributing to the newsletter weren't worthy of being at that price point. Mm-hmm. And I made a comment and was treated less than stellar, and said, well, I will discontinue my membership, and that's kind of about the same time I had picked up the Gold Crown, the initial level of the Gold Crown, and it was refreshing to see the newsletters that are provided to that monthly, along with some of Dan's stuff, and it was like, well, where's this been? How come I didn't see this before? I'm trying to remember, how did I come across it? It might have been an email from you, because I bought your book. I bought that, and you included something with it, or a follow-up email had a reference to it. And I went and I ended up on the website, and I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. The newsletters that I'm currently receiving from you through that packet are far more. You guys are cut from the same cloth. That's a great way of putting it. Cut from the same cloth. I don't feel like there's a lot of fluff and theory. There's just actionable things. And you guys are actively walking the walk and talking the talk. And I while I don't know your numbers, I'm going to make an assumption that you guys are all happy with the results that you're receiving. Not that you don't want better results, but you're all happy with the results you're receiving, and this stuff is working. It's not theory. It's actual practical application of it. And so every month I sit down with it, and my goal is to find a nugget to take away and try to execute that month. It's weird because I know the packet shows up about the same time every month, so I kind of like the dog at dinner time. I instinctively know it's time to eat. I'm kind of looking forward to the packet showing up in the mail, and I'll call home. Hey, did we get a mail today? Hey, did the packet come in? No, not today. Okay, and so I appreciate the consistency of it.
How do you approach the content? Because one of the things that I hear a lot, oh, geez, not another piece of information in which I've got to devour and consume. I mean, how do you approach when the packet comes? Because you're in the master level, so you're getting it all. How do you go about going through the material? What's your process?
My process is when it arrives, when I get home in the evening, I get it, I open it up, and the folder sits next to the couch. I select one newsletter out of it. Typically, I'll start with Dan, but I'll select one newsletter out of it with the intent to spend however long it takes me to read it uninterrupted, and that's it for the day. If there's an actionable item in it, I'll fire off a quick email to an assistant. So the goal is every night I just read a newsletter, and so it takes me about a week, and then I circle back through them again. I file everything, I keep it, and I mark them up. I mean, I do. If there's something there, I'm scribbling notes, and I share it with my wife, and she enjoys it too. So it's about a week.
What do you find resonates with you when you read it?
One of the things that's gotten in my way through the years is my need to be perfect. Something had to look perfect. It had to read perfect. It just had to be perfect. And because of that, nothing ever was shipped because it was never perfect. I never could let it go. Good enough is good enough. And all of the newsletters are far better than anything I would be doing right now myself. But they're not designed, this isn't somebody with a graphics designer on staff putting together a full color magazine every month. These are authentic. Your guys, each author's personalities come through in the way that they deliver their content, and I feel like by reading them each month, I'm getting to know the person who's sending the content better. So if I were in need of some services, I would feel far more inclined to reach out to one of you guys than some random person that I just found while Googling vendor for X and X services. Mm-hmm. So I like the fact that that everybody's personalities come through, and how you guys were talking about what you're doing, and I find it authentic, and I think that to me trumps slick.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about, if you can, anything that's tangible that you can put your finger on that you found in the program and you turned it into implementation, and what was the result?
I think what we've turned into money is letting our personality come through in how we. So with my website, Evergreen State Homes, which if you were to look at it is a woefully unappealing from a design standpoint website. There's nothing about it that I have any pride in saying it looks great. No, there's nothing like that. It's totally a functional website. But the follow-up that we have when a potential buyer or seller raises their hand on the website, instead of trying to be so slick and perfect, we've just let our personality come through when we're connecting with people who are interested in a home. I jokingly say we're kind of like a matchmaking service. We're kind of you want to buy a home in Cleveland, and I don't sell in Cleveland, but I'm showing all the homes in Cleveland. But I know a great real estate agent in Cleveland. Let me introduce you to it. You guys get to go out on your first date together, and whether it works, and if not, it's not. But letting our personality come through and how we connect with the clientele is helped our conversion rates. I can't tell you the numbers specifically, but it's a significant increase in the way we're connecting with people and how they're responding to us and how welcoming they are to be introduced to somebody that we know, like, and trust because they become comfortable with us. So it's about not being slick. It's about being authentic. And you guys just all are kind of that way.
Rough around the edges.
Yeah, I mean we're that's us too.
Yeah,
that's us too. What's inspiring me these days is watching people who implement far better. And I don't implement very well, but I'm inspired by people who implement, and I'm trying to model my world around implementation right now. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I mean, it really is hard for me to let something go, but I'm getting much better at it. I would really love to be around people that are they're executing, and I personally don't care what industry they're in, because there's Dan's line about your business isn't different. It's really not. The vast majority of what you do in your business and I do in my business overlap. And what are you doing well that I can steal?
Selling is selling. Doesn't matter what you're selling.
Right. keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are doing a great job. I look forward to it every month, and I look forward to some nugget of a takeaway every month. And you don't disappoint, so that's fantastic.
Would you mind sharing that web address again?
It's evergreenstatehomes.com.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely so. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Gold Crown Mini Audio Seminar for Entrepreneurs. If you'd like more information about membership in the Elite Gold Crown Business Coaching Program, visit www.goldcrownbusinesscoaching.com. There, you'll see a brief video with a complete overview on each coaching level. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with yet another Gold Crown member mini audio seminar.